Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Laura with Stitching with Laura. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is having a great Saturday and a great weekend. Well, welcome to my October Saturday stitching, and the theme this month is autumn, and this is round 4 seasons. This is the autumn one. I have all the seasons, I do believe. And today we're going to be working up here in an autumn color. And I got that from DiamondArtDecor. The color today is 3830, and it's kind of a bittersweet orange. So yeah, I thought that would be the perfect color for autumn. And it isn't, there's more autumn colors in the sky of this than there are in the shrubbery, shall we say. I'm not sure about the background because this picture is very pixelated, so I really cannot tell yet. It does have quite a few colors. It has 50 colors in it. So lots of color changing. So how is everybody doing? Is your weekend going well? I hope so. Mine is kind of quiet. Yesterday I got the things that I said I had to do, you know, like laundry and house chores, all kinds of stuff. I didn't do any cooking or baking or anything of that affair. We'll come back for that part back there. This kind of just goes over here. So yeah, I spent some time on Watertown Memory and Cat and Jam. Just putting a few threads in, but that kind of consumed my whole day, so to speak. You know, off and on, I'd stitch on the 11 count for a while, and then I'd stitch on the 14 count. So yeah, made some progress there. What is everybody else working on? Hope you're working on something that's fun and exciting. I have no idea what I'll be working on today. Maybe I'll give this some more time. Not real sure. Fortunately, I didn't get back to Joy on a Branch to put some more threads into it. Just kind of stitching here and there. Trying to figure out how I need to get that needle there. It seemed like it was going to be a bit backwards for a moment. But this looks like it'd be a beautiful stitch. I love all the autumn colors in this. It just doesn't scream autumn. I just went with it because it said autumn. Oh, geez. If it's any consolation, the winter one doesn't look too wintry either. So, we'll see. Whoops. Missed it entirely. But that little Cat and Jam is coming along one thread at a time. I take a thread or a thread color and run it until it's done, because that's not a very big project. So we'll just see how far I get by Tuesday so that I can show it to you. But so far it seems to be fairly easy. Of course, now you know there's going to be some back stitching, so we'll see how that all ends up. We haven't gotten any certain thing finished so that I could even do the back stitching ahead. That hasn't happened, so we'll see. And let me get that needle where it needs to be, or I'll forget where I was absolutely going for that. I did have a viewer. Thank you, Sharon, for sending me your picture. She had a finished, and it is gorgeous. It is a beaded, well, the whole thing isn't beaded, but accents are beaded. So it's a biscornu that has peacocks on it. Not sure of who did the pattern or, you know, who made the pattern, that kind of thing. But it's lovely with all those beautiful beads shining everywhere. I believe she said she made it for one of her sisters. So I'll put that right in here. Yeah, yesterday was just an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous day. Thank you, Sharon, once again for sending in your pictures of your beautiful projects that you're either working on or that you've finished. If anybody else would like to, you can send it to my email address, and it is in the description box down below, and I will get it into the next Stitch With Me as soon as I possibly can. But yeah, gorgeous. I love those little biscornus. They're so cute. Never done one. I think somewhere in my bags of tricks, I have a book by Beth Twist, and it has some biscornus in it. They're all counted, of course, but not sure where that's at right at this second. And I think it's called, I want to say Flounder's Field. I might have the name wrong. That was one of them, but I think there might be others in that book, or book, pamphlet. I'm not sure how it all came about, but it's hanging around here somewhere. They're just absolutely gorgeous. Weather was just lovely. I mean, tell you, that sky was just so blue, wasn't a cloud anywhere to be had. It was amazing. There was a little bit of wind, but it'd be like we have wind now, and then nothing for 2 or 3 hours. Then you'd have a little burst of wind. So, I mean, it wasn't like it was terribly windy all day long. So, I was thrilled sick. Got everything done that I had to do. Oh my goodness. Had to fill up the bird feeder and put out the soot. Is that how you say that word? I want to say suet. I might have both of those wrong. Cakes out that I got. I got them a couple of months ago when I bought that bird feed. And I usually put those out in winter. So we'll see if we get any takers or not. I had quite a few of them, so I'd kind of like to get rid of some of them. Whoop. Drop the whole thing. But I have one of those things that hangs on a tree, if you will. And you put the cake inside of it, and then it has a chain that runs from the top of it to the other one, and so I can have one on each side, shall we say, of the tree. And they're kind of high. I gotta stand on a rock to get them in there, but it gets done. But I really like to save that for like the dead of winter, but it's fine. They're not that expensive. It's not like I can't go get some more, so may have to go get some more bird feed. At the rate those birds are going, they can clear that puppy out in about 2.5 days. So, fun times. And I can't put any, or hang any bird feeders like in a tree or from a tree, because like I said, you know about the wind, and I'm just afraid it'd just get shattered. Not that I get them in glass or anything, get them in plastic, but it just beat the heck out of those. So I try to get the plastic ones when I can. I don't put out what do you call them? The hummingbird thing, because the only, and I haven't been back to look for one, but the hummingbird thing is the same thing. This one is actually made out of glass. I don't know what I was thinking that day. And, yeah, I'm afraid it'll just shatter. And I had a plastic one, but I never did put them out. So, just because of the wind, there's no place close to put them where they would be out of the wind. So, poor hummingbirds, they're out of luck. Got my little autumn, I call it a needle minder, because I used to have all the 4 seasons. I'm not sure if I do or not anymore. Whoop. Oh, come on. Get there. There we go. That a pretty color. And these all seem to kind of go in rivers of color, unlike the rest of them. 50 colors is a lot of colors for something this small. I think this thing's 40. Is it 40? No, 33 by 33. Not sure if that's the inside or the total, you know, outside. So, lots of color changes, but at least it's not every other, every other stitch is a different color. Those just drive me to distraction. They're not, these have not been like New Orleans and London. So, yeah, those two, unbelievable. Just difficult, difficult, difficult. I'm going to have to turn this. Trying to figure out where I need to go next. All right. Sorry, but we're going to have to. I thought we might stop and start again. I'm sorry. Found those laying around. Them are the sharpest little puppies. On the point, on the end, not cutting wise. Of course, I don't use them very often. I use my, where did I see that? My gingers. They have a nice thin pointed end, and they work really well, especially if you have to frog something out, which happens. Oh yeah, fun times to be had by all. They worked really good for that 16 and or the 28 count even weave, when I'd have to frog it out, because it was about every other day, because I miscounted something. It wasn't like I could just pull them out and start again. Not pull them out, but I mean back them out. Yeah, that wasn't happening. Yeah, most of the trees on the right-hand side of this are either dark green or black. And we also have, what is it, 823, which is a dark navy. Yeah, I didn't want to start over there. I wanted some autumn color. So here we are. Whoops, oh, that was attractive. Came right back up the one I had just gone down. Helpful as heck. And you know, if you had tried to back it out like that, I always grab a hold of some other thread, so that never would have cleanly have worked. Yeah, if I'd wanted it to. It's right up there with deviled eggs. As soon as you say you're taking them somewhere, you can't get the stupid shell off to save nothing, and it just wrecks the eggs. Yeah. So we try to go slower, but sometimes that works. Sometimes not so much. All right. Well, I'll leave it right here at this close-up so you can actually see where it's at, because we do have a brown symbol up through here. I don't know what that color, 156. That sky is just absolutely stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining me for my October Saturday stitching. I hope you liked it. If you did, please hit the bell. That way you'll know when my next video comes out. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you next time. God bless. Bye-bye. Keep stitching.